Spurge here, and in this video we're going to break down the Sedici Chicane 2 jacket. Now this is going to be a mesh jacket for warmer weather riding. This is something you would want to use in, I would say, spring through the months of the summer and then into the fall. Definitely going to be aimed at those of you out there in a warmer climate. Price hasn't changed. This is staying right at the $200 price point. And really when we're looking at this, it's going to be some light style updates with some new features added in regards to the shoulder sliders on this. So let's just start at the beginning and talk about sizing. So Pat on my left-hand side stands at 6 feet tall, weighs in at 220 pounds, has a 44-inch chest. According to Sedici's size chart, that should put him in an extra large. That is what he's wearing. It fits him spot on. So if you're looking at this jacket and you are considering potentially using an airbag with this, that's where you would want to maybe size up one size based on what the size chart recommends. And we're saying that because there's a lot of people that are starting to integrate airbag technology into their everyday street wear. And that's, again, where this jacket is going to be aimed for riders out there on the street. Sizes will range from a small up to a 3XL, and there are 4 different color options available for this jacket. So if you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out exactly where it falls within Sedici's line, if you wanted to take a step up, you'd be looking at something like the Corsa 2. The Corsa 2 is going to be a leather option. It's really the top half of the Corsa 2 race suit. That gets you up into the $350 price point, but it's definitely going to get you up into leather protection as well as leather warmth in the warmer months of the year. So if you're planning on using this throughout the heat of the summer and you want relief, then the Corsa 2 might not be the best option for you. If you're looking at a step down from this, you can look at the Podio. The Podio has a bit more of a street/boxy cut to it, and it's not going to have all the same sporty features that we're going to see with the Chicane 2. So just kind of where it falls within Sedici's line. So what you're going to see with this particular jacket is a combination of Dobby polyester main construction, 1200D ballistic in your impact zones, as well as a combination of mesh and stretch, and we're going to see a little bit more stretch than what we saw in the previous version. So let's start at the top and work our way through this. You have a 1-inch sport styled collar. I like the fact that the Velcro is a little bit further down where the zipper ends, and that you have this kind of soft little spot in the middle. You're going to have that 1200D ballistic material on the shoulders and your elbows, your impact zones. And then you're also going to notice that the TPU, the hard TPU slider, has been completely redesigned. Before this, in previous generations, Sedici was just buying off the rack sliders. So what they did was they finally put the investment into designing their own sliders, and really it changes the entire look of this jacket. If you go back and you look at the previous version, it was big and overly done, and it just kind of took away from the overall style of the jacket. And so I know it sounds simple, but by them designing their own TPU sliders, it really does tie the whole design together, and it gives you a little more of a modern look to it. Working your way down, pop reflective at the top of the bicep, you are getting AXIAL CE level 2 armor included at the shoulders and the elbows. And if you're not sure what that looks like, this is the AXIAL 2 armor that is included. It's a soft armor, comfortable for you to wear, and is giving you CE level protection included at a $200 price point jacket. You're going to see you have that stretch coming down the inside of the arm. You have that redesigned TPU on the outside. Again, now this is more of a proprietary design than what we've seen in the past, so it's able to work within the jacket. It's also carrying in some of the sublimation that we've seen within the Sedici line, so it just ties the whole theme of style together a little bit more. That ballistic works its way all the way down the forearm, and if we take a look at the cuff, zip entry, YKK zip, and it's a fold back. Now, again, I like the fold back. I've talked about this quite a bit whenever I get to see it. In the warmer months of the year, there's times where if it's really hot out, I'll actually fold this back and just kind of leave a little bit of room for air to push up. If you're looking for maximum safety though, you want to make sure that that is closed at all times, and that stretch is going to work its way all the way down the forearm. Now, down the front, this is your massive mesh paneling. You're going to see that down the chest into your belly area. Dual hand warmer pockets for extra storage. McHugh, go ahead and face sideways for me, strike the riding position. The accordion stretch is going to work its way all the way down the arm. That's where we're talking about, you know, if you are thinking about incorporating an airbag into this, you are looking at jackets now that are incorporating a lot more stretch, even in their streetwear. If you're in more of a full tuck position, you can really kind of get down and be comfortable, whether you are riding upright like Pat is now, or if you're riding in more of a sport position where you're a little bit more kind of tucked in. massive amounts of stretch is going to make this a very comfortable option, regardless of what motorcycle you're on. And then you have a Velcro adjuster down at the waist. McHugh, face backwards for me. You see that 1-inch collar continue around the back, Sedici logo. One of the same callouts that we had for the Corsa 2 leather jacket, because this really is designed for street use, would love to just see a little bit of reflective added to the back of the jacket. That's pretty much my main critique here, is it would be great to see a little pop of reflective added to this. Back protector is not included. There is a pocket. Would definitely recommend adding one of the AXIAL CE Level 2 back protectors to this to give you full CE2 protection throughout. Drop seat, connection zipper is in there. Go ahead and face forward for me. Pat's going to on-Velcro, on-zip. Comfortable mesh liner, very simple on the inside, but this is something that if you want to just use this with a t-shirt the way Pat is, you're not going to have any issues there. Drop pocket over there. And again, if we're just looking at the collar, I like the 3D mesh that's kind of inside of the collar, and it's just very comfortable for all-day street use. Sir, you can go ahead and zip up for me. So while it is a lighter update with the Chicane 2 mesh jacket than something we saw with maybe the Corsa 2, definitely changes the style with just a few key tweaks, brings this into a much more modern era, and the price hasn't changed. It's still sitting at that $200 price point. So for those of you out there looking for something for your summer riding and you want a lot of mesh, a lot of air, the Chicane 2 is something to consider. If you have questions and you're feeling like you need more information, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. That will take you over to the product page where you can read all the additional details about the Chicane 2 mesh. And if you're really not sure which mesh jacket is right for you and your riding style this riding season, you can always reach out to one of our customer service reps and they can walk you through a variety of jackets available to make sure you find the right one to match up with your motorcycle as well as your budget. I want to thank you for joining Pat and I as we take a look at the Chicane 2 mesh jacket from Sedici. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.